eye, feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight.
Hello amazing peoples, welcome back to my channel. It has felt far too long since I brought a new look to you, so I'm so happy to show you this fire and ice look. I'll be honest, I really just wanted to play with blue and orange, so this was the result. Took some inspiration for the fun little white designs on the shoulders from Ellie35X. She is like the epitome of inspiration. Her work is so beautiful, and you definitely need to check out her Instagram if you just want to be in awe for a good, day. Alright, enough gushing, onto the tutorial. This is done with mostly eyeshadows with a little bit of body paint, but if you want to see how it's done, just keep watching. Alright, to start this one off, I just quickly primed my lids, and then I threw on the NYX Jumbo Pencil in Milk over top to give a nice light base for the shadows. I then followed that with a white matte eyeshadow. This one's just from Sugarpill. I applied this to the brow bones, the inner corners, and then on the actual center of my lids before moving on to some brighter fun colors. I took Flamepoint, again by Sugarpill, which is just a matte orange shadow, and started building up the eye shape that I wanted. I focused this on the outer corners as well as pulled it in towards my nose bridge, and then I followed over top of that line with a blue from my Kat Von D palette. Kind of a tealy baby blue since I wanted to have some really bright contrast. I also used the Jumbo Pencil with the white to just add some brighter points to the high points of my face, such as my forehead, my cheeks, along my nose and chin area. I just blended this out with my finger since it made it a little bit easier for it to melt into the skin, but you can use any white product that you are in love with. And then with that white kind of being a guide for me, I started following the nose shape with the orange and then again with the blue on the inside. Something to note right here, as it will show up through the entire tutorial, is that anytime you're layering the blue beside the orange, you want to make sure the colors are beside each other but not actually overlapping. Any areas where they overlap, you will see they start to get a little bit more muddy, mainly because rule of colors, orange and blue together will make a brown. So you want to try and keep them beside each other and not overblend. I used my first round of colors as kind of a way to map out where I was going to lay down the orange and where the blue was going to go, so I'm applying it kind of lightly and not really caring about packing it on just yet. To help carve out the cheeks, I went in with that same blue and kind of kept looking straight at the camera to try and get the right angle that I wanted on that contour, and then also followed along my hairline. You can see I left a little bit of room, again, because I didn't want them to overlap too much. I carried this down a little bit onto the jaw, and then as I had the colors placed out, I started going back and reapplying and darkening those shades. To do this, I just picked up the same colors that I already had and just started packing them on more with dabbing motions as opposed to fully blending them out. Under the eyes, I pulled that same orange color down and pulled it out a little bit on the inner corners so it would widen the eye shape a bit. And then I just followed around that with the same blue, pulling it down to better define the eye area. I kind of decided that the blue was going to go straight down the center of my face, so I added a bit of blue to the center of the philtrum underneath my nose, and then the orange along the edges. I went in with a flat liner brush, as you can see, and this just helped really sharpen the lines when I was laying down the orange. And then I continued to brighten those blue areas by just packing on that color.
Open eye, feel the way.
For the sides of the face, for both the blue and orange, I just really packed on those shades with big fluffy brushes, and I again just tried to do more dabbing motions and avoided the instinctual urge to blend because I knew that would only lead to bad things. The chin was looking a little bit lonely without some blue on it, so I quickly added some in, as well as then moved on to really deepening the contours. To help darken and define all of the blue areas, I took a cobalt blue color, and as you can see, I just applied it to all of the areas that I had previously applied the lighter shade. And then for my eyeliner, I used the NYX Vivid Brights liner. This one's just in Vivid Sapphire, since I thought a crazy cobalt blue winged liner was the way to go. I added a little bit of a point to the inner corners, again just extending that eye shape that we already kind of laid out with that orange shadow. And then I quickly filled in the brows with the same cobalt blue color, doing whatever shape you adore since brows are super personal, and do what suits your face. For the lips, I first laid down the blue cream color from my Makeup Forever Flash palette, but any blue cream will work here, or if you have blue lipstick, feel free to rock it. And then I just went over top of that with a Cosmic Lip Metal from NYX because I needed crazy, bright, metallic blue lips for this look. It had to happen. Plus, I never get to use this shade, so any chance to use it is necessary. I chose to line my waterlines with some black liner and then moved on to darkening the orange areas. Because it is hard to find just a darker orange when you're already using a crazy bright orange shadow, the way I went about darkening this was to use a red eyeshadow and apply this to all of the deep areas and create kind of that more fire feel to it. I kept mostly to the outside of the face for this, threw on some lashes and some mascara, and then moved on to the neck and chest area. Of course, a lot of the steps are going to be a little bit similar, laying out the colors. I chose to kind of follow my natural contours with the orange and then use the blue again as a way to almost hug the orange and be all along the outside and move inwards. You'll probably find that on the face, it's actually pretty easy to get good coverage from a shadow, but on the neck and body area, it's quite a bit trickier. One, because the surface area is so much larger to cover, but also because your skin is a different texture on your body than on your face. So you'll want to pack this on with the same shadows, but it's also why I then move on to using a body paint to get better coverage. Throughout here, I use the exact same steps of laying down my lighter orange and blue and then going around the outside and deeper contours with the red and cobalt blue. And then taking my blue body paint, I started creating what were really just random squiggles, but we can pretend they're like a mix of icicle and flames since that makes more sense for this tutorial. I really just wanted to deepen the areas around my shoulders and coming from the back of my body. So I started just laying down this line work, pulling it in, letting the brush do all of the work. And then I also carried that onto my face and just covered my ears with the same blue. Then once the blue was fully dry, I went in with my white Hydrocolor and started creating some extra little detailing along the shoulders and along the neck. Again, inspired by Ellie for this, also just so that the area didn't look as flat and had a little bit more fun with contrast. Of course, I could not resist the undying urge to add a bunch of white dotting to this look, even though I tried. Sorry, couldn't do it. I added this dotting just underneath my eyes and along my cheekbones, and then of course followed it along the areas where I'd already laid down the white, having all of it flow and feather off towards the center of my body, keeping all of that line work kind of going in the same direction. I added my last little bits of dotting detail towards the center of my face, just along the top of my brow bone, and then I added in 2 contacts, one blue, one orange, just to make the whole look come together. I went along my hair with a blue hairspray. This one's just from Party City, so it totally washes out. And that was it for my fire and ice makeup look. Let me know down below what your favorite color combinations are, since that would be very interesting to hear, and I might get some ideas for future looks from you guys. If nothing else, please let me know down below what you thought of this look and this tutorial. If there's anything I should be improving on or anything you would like to see next, please let me know. Feel free to rate, comment, and subscribe. You know it means the world to me, and it makes a world of difference. So I seriously appreciate it. Thank you so much, you guys, as always, for watching. I will see you next video, and until then, bye guys.